Exclusive contract with Feilu Novel Network Novel. Duozi Duofu. Critical strike on Lin Wanyu, blocking Zhanbo's door. Zhang Kang came to the world of love apartments and awakened the Duofuduo subsystem. At the beginning, I met Lin Wanyu, who was drugged by 3 black people. Critically attacked Lin Wanyu, but was blocked by Lu Zhanbo.Lin Wanyu. Zhanbo, it's a showdown. Zhang Kang is my true boyfriend. Let's break up. Yifei. Zeng Xiaoxian, the child in my belly is Zhang Kang. You can have an illegitimate child. Why can't I cheat? Zhuge Dali. I like Zhang Kang, not Zhang Wei. Chen Meijia. Actually, I can also give Zhang Kang a second child. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1 3 Black Men Medicate. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. UAE. Zhang Kang didn't expect to travel here. And it also awakened the Duofuduo subsystem. As long as you complete the system's tasks, you will receive rewards. The system will also rate Zhang Kang's performance in completing system tasks. The higher the rating, the more rewards there will be. The first task of the system is to have him and Lin Wanyu together. In the love apartment, Zhang Kang's least favored couple were Lu Zhanbo and Lin Wanyu. Lin Wanyu's presence in the love apartment can be said to be a perfect match for Bai Fumei. Miss Lin's International Tianjin Bank. In terms of assets alone, it has reached hundreds of billions. In Lu Zhanbo's words, his family conditions are completely incomparable to Lin Wanyu's. What 2 people have experienced from childhood to adulthood is also the difference between 2 worlds. Moreover, the 3 perspectives are also very incompatible. Zhang Kang believed that it was impossible to have any happiness when these 2 people were forcibly together. In his past life, Zhang Kang was a college student and often read novels in his spare time. He is a bit dark-hearted and definitely not a good person. Of course, Zhang Kang has no intention of being any good person. The place where the system takes him through is near Lin Wanyu and Lu Zhanbo. Fortunately, the system also gave Zhang Kang a beginner gift package. Zhang Kang received a master-level bounce. In addition, there are also a large number of assets in China. Including love apartments, it now belongs to Zhang Kang's industry. Today's Zhang Kang is definitely a reliable second-generation super-rich. Zhang Kang believes that with his current assets, he can fully match Lin Wanyu. This place is a bar. Lin Wanyu and Lu Zhanbo are drinking here. 2 people have been traveling abroad for some time now. Zhang Kang roughly calculated the time now, and the plot of Love Apartment 5 is about to begin. During the 5th year of Love Apartment, Lin Wanyu and Lu Zhanbo were also traveling abroad. Lin Wanyu wants to take this opportunity to speak clearly to Lu Zhanbo. She thinks it's more appropriate for 2 people to be friends. As 2 people get to know each other. Lin Wanyu believes that Lu Zhanbo and herself have different views on many things. As for why he was with Lu Zhanbo back then, it was all because of the matchmaking between Yifei and others. Moreover, she has never experienced the taste of love from childhood to adulthood. It was precisely because of this that I mistakenly agreed to Lu Zhanbo's confession. After the 2 became boyfriend and girlfriend, they just held hands. Nothing else has happened. Because Lin Wanyu also knew that she would eventually separate from Lu Zhanbo. She is not a casual woman. I naturally wouldn't just casually hand myself over. Just Lin Wanyu and Lu Zhanbo didn't know they were being targeted by a group of thugs. Originally, this was overseas. The security in foreign countries cannot compare to that in China. Plus, Lin Wanyu is such a beautiful woman. Lu Zhanbo is not particularly burly, and he is not intimidating. A black man picked up his glass and walked towards Lin Wanyu. 2 malicious black people followed behind. Beautiful lady, can I treat you to a glass of wine? You are very beautiful. I hope you can agree to my small request. After hearing these words, Lin Wanyu naturally refused to agree to this request. After seeing this scene, a hint of fear flashed in Lu Zhanbo's eyes. Lin Wanyu was certainly very disappointed to see such a Lu Zhanbo in her heart. She hopes that at this time, Lu Zhanbo can stand up and protect himself. As a man, if you can't even protect your own woman, what's the use of such a man? Lin Wanyu refused directly. Sorry, I never drink with strangers. Thank you for praising me. After seeing Lin Wanyu refuse, the black man's face immediately looked a bit ugly. Beauty, if you drink this glass of wine, I can let you and your boyfriend leave the bar. If you don't want to drink this glass of wine, I'm sorry, I'm afraid both you and your boyfriend will have to stay here. If I'm not mistaken, you and your boyfriend are traveling from overseas. Judging by your skin color, you are a country in the Southeast Asian region. No matter what your status in China is, it's not up to you to decide here. Drink this glass of wine. At this moment, another black man came to Lu Zhanbo's side. He held a dagger in his hand and pressed it against Lu Zhanbo's back. Where did Lu Zhanbo see such a scene before? He was almost scared to pee. The black man who landed on Zhanbo with a dagger also spoke up. Beauty, if you don't drink this glass of wine, your boyfriend will probably have a few big holes in his chest. We just want you to have a glass of wine. Zhang Kang saw this scene from afar and did not appear to help Lin Wanyu break free at this time. Now is not the best time to appear. He wants to appear at the last moment and not only win Lin Wanyu's heart, but also her body. Zhang Kang had already seen that this glass of wine had been drugged by those three black people. Black people were very nauseous in Zhang Kang's heart. It's just normal to do such a thing. Zhang Kang also wants to know how to choose the Lu Zhan Expo at this time. I think Lu Zhanbo must have been scared silly. Lin Wanyu took the glass and looked at Lu Zhanbo. She wants to hear Lu Zhanbo tell her not to drink this glass of wine. But what disappointed Lin Wanyu was that Lu Zhanbo's eyes showed a guilty expression, but he did not speak up. It is obvious that Lu Zhanbo is also greedy for life and afraid of death. A faint smile appeared on the black man's face who had just spoken. Beauty, after drinking this glass of wine, you can go out. I keep my word. After hearing this sentence, Lin Wanyu drank the wine in her glass in one gulp. The speaking black man also made way for the road he was blocking. A casual appearance. Lin Wanyu certainly knew that the bar could not stay for a long time. Maybe there was something wrong with the wine she drank just now. Zhanbo. Let's go. Lin Wanyu greeted her and quickly walked towards the outside of the bar. P.S. Old author's new book, guaranteed updates, many female leads, proficient driving skills, seeking flowers, evaluation tickets, all data, thank you for your support. Chapter 2. Save Lin Wanyu. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Wanyu and Lu Zhanbo quickly walked towards the outside of the bar. At this time, Lu Zhanbo was still apologizing to Lin Wanyu. Sorry, Wanyu, I didn't protect you well. The black man just stabbed me in the chest with a dagger. I dare not speak at all. I'm afraid that black man will kill me. After hearing these words, Lin Wanyu naturally felt very disappointed in her heart. She never imagined that her boyfriend would be such a weak person. Lu Zhanbo is afraid that black people will kill him. Then be willing to let yourself drink the wine handed over by the black man. No one knows what's inside this glass of wine. But it's obvious that those three black people are definitely not well-intentioned. Lin Wanyu instinctively turned around and took a glance. Sure enough, the three black people had already come out of the bar with a light smile on their faces. At this time, Lu Zhanbo clearly also discovered something. Wanyu, you go first, I'll stop them. At this point, Lu Zhanbo finally showed a bit of masculinity. However, Lin Wanyu also knew that Lu Zhanbo was not a match for these three black people. If I had run away alone at this moment. Lu Zhanbo cannot afford to delay himself too much time. Lin Wanyu deeply regretted that she had never planned to come to this bar. Lu Zhanbo insisted on proposing to come out for a drink. I thought I would explain this matter to Lu Zhanbo before returning to my home country. I didn't expect such a thing to happen. Lin Wanyu also felt a bit restless about herself. And my eyes are a bit blurry. The medicine has taken effect. This is the only thought in Lin Wanyu's heart. Are you going to be insulted by these three black people tonight? If that's the case, she would rather die. The three black people also feel that time is almost up. Quickly run towards Lin Wanyu in this direction. Lu Zhanbo quickly opened his hands and prepared to stop these three black people. Wanyu, you run first. If you don't run, there won't be enough time. After hesitating for a moment, Lin Wanyu ran towards the front. She believes that the goals of these three black people are themselves. There are many pedestrians outside now, and they definitely dare not take out knives to deal with Zhanbo. If I could run to the police station, I would be saved. Anyway, I absolutely cannot be insulted by these three black people. What Lin Wanyu didn't expect was that three black people approached Lu Zhanbo. Lu Zhanbo never bought him any time at all. One of the black people punched Lu Zhanbo to the ground. Lu Zhanbo covered his stomach and let out a mournful cry on the ground. Lin Wanyu's heart suddenly gave up. I shouldn't have any expectations for Lu Zhanbo myself. What should I do now? Three black people approached Lin Wanyu step by step. Lin Wanyu could clearly see the lewd expressions on the faces of the three black people. Is it true that no one will save themselves? Zhang Kang feels that time is almost over. At this moment, he is sitting on a motorcycle. This locomotive is a reward given to him by the system. He certainly couldn't have watched Lin Wanyu being insulted by three black people. Lin Wanyu's medication has already started to take effect. For Zhang Kang, that is the best opportunity. Rescue Lin Wanyu and take the opportunity to achieve her goal. This may be a bit unethical, or it could be a bit petty. But for Zhang Kang, a man with a dark belly. As long as the goal can be achieved, it doesn't seem important to him. These days, bad people live for thousands of years, good people don't pay for their lives. Zhang Kang never thought about being a good person. Thinking of this, Zhang Kang slammed the accelerator. The locomotive drifted and came to Lin Wanyu's side. Get on the car first. A few black people didn't expect that someone would really dare to meddle at this time. The three people quickly took out their daggers. Although Lin Wanyu didn't know who Zhang Kang was, listening to his language was very friendly. At least it can be proven that Zhang Kang and she come from the same place. Now I can only trust the man in front of me. Lin Wanyu quickly got into the car and firmly hugged Zhang Kang. Zhang Kang slammed the accelerator and flew away. Three black people were furious. Fuck. The duck that reached its beak just flew away. Such a beautiful woman had originally planned to take turns showcasing herself tonight. Unexpectedly, in the end, it turned out to be empty-handed. It's strange that these three black people are not angry. Lin Wanyu hugged Zhang Kang and felt her entire gaze start to blur. And my whole body is extremely hot and dry. I can't even hold the man in front of me with my own hands. Zhang Kang seemed to feel something and stopped the car directly. Miss, I think you look a bit uncomfortable. There is a hotel here. I'll take you to the hotel first and stay for now. Lin Wanyu can only nod. After getting off the motorcycle, she felt like she couldn't even walk. Zhang Kang also noticed that by this time, Lin Wanyu's medication had fully taken effect. He didn't pretend to be a good person either, just picked up Lin Wanyu and walked towards the hotel. Soon. Zhang Kang opened a room. P.S. Old author's new book, guaranteed updates, many female leads, proficient driving skills, seeking flowers, evaluation tickets, all data, thank you for your support. Chapter 3. Strike Lin Wanyu. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Lin Wanyu has never experienced such a thing before. But under the effect of the medicine, she can be said to be very proactive. This incident can even be said to have been caused by Zhang Kang alone. He could have ended this matter before those black people forced Lin Wanyu to drink. Zhang Kang did not do so. He obtained a system of multiple blessings and multiple offspring. The first task of the system is to hope that he can be with Lin Wanyu. The system only distributed a portion of the large gift package. The other part will only be distributed after being with Lin Wanyu. There is no other way. Zhang Kang can only obtain Lin Wanyu in this way. The sound of the system came from Zhang Kang's ear. Ding, congratulations to the host for completing the system test task. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining a 30% stake in Wanshou Group. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining 1 billion yuan in cash. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining a global limited edition Ferrari. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining master-level cooking skills. The system's warning sound came in my ear. Zhang Kang's face immediately showed a smile. The rewards given to oneself by this dog system are indeed very rich. Taking Lin Wanyu is the true binding of this Duofuduo subsystem. Of course, Zhang Kang referred to him as the scumbag system. If you want more blessings and children, of course you need more women. And each woman's child can only receive a reward once. The most important thing is that the amount of reward should be linked to the woman's level. The system divides women into 5 levels. A+, A, B, C, and D. Women of each level, in addition to their appearance, also need to be related to their emotions, experiences, personality, and so on. The system has assigned Lin Wanyu an extra A+ level. Lin Wanyu is the perfect by Fumei in the love apartment. The most important thing is that she still has her first time. That means he has a clean body. Plus a simple personality. And that innocent face. If such women were not classified as A+ level, there would probably be no A+ level women in the entire love apartment. That's also why the system gives a lot of rewards. Zhang Kang thought of Lu Zhanbo again, who is so naive. He still feels a bit sorry for this guy Lu Zhanbo in his heart. You see, Lin Wanyu and Lu Zhanbo have been together for so many years. I'm afraid it will take almost 10 years. But this Lu Zhanbo just held Lin Wanyu's hand, right? I have never done anything else. Lu Zhanbo also dared not force Lin Wanyu. But now it's really cheaper for oneself. Zhang Kang's mind recalled the scene from earlier. Lin Wanyu gave him a very comfortable feeling. Unfortunately, Lin Wanyu now believes that she has lost a lot of consciousness. After she wakes up, the two of them may not be able to do the same thing as before. However, Zhang Kang believes that if there is a first time, there will definitely be a second time. It just takes some time. Lin Wanyu is now his woman. He can never give up on Lin Wanyu. In addition, the system's tasks have not been completed yet. Only after Lin Wanyu becomes pregnant can she receive a second reward from the system. The original system is full of blessings and offspring. To have children is to be blessed. Lin Wanyu has already woken up, and by this time the medicinal effect has passed. She didn't know how to face this unfamiliar man. Although Lin Wanyu didn't remember all of the things just now, she knew most of them herself. This matter is not Zhang Kang's fault. I was drugged by those 3 black people, and everything was my own initiative. If it weren't for Zhang Kang saving himself, the consequences would be unimaginable. Although I still haven't saved my innocent body. But it's better to give it to the man in front of me than to give it to those 3 black people. If I were insulted by those 3 black people, I'm afraid I could only commit suicide myself. In the end, Lin Wanyu still opened her eyes. Zhang Kang's face showed a gentle gaze, mixed with apologies. I'm sorry, it's all my fault. I shouldn't have hurt you. I took away your innocence. I accept whatever you want to do to me now. My name is Zhang Kang, and I hope you can remember me. Lin Wanyu's face was certainly very complicated. She didn't expect the man in front of her to grow so handsome. And it also exudes a unique masculine charm. Lin Wanyu felt attracted to herself. Zhang Kang's body has been modified by the system. The system has given Zhang Kang an additional ability, which is to attract women. Otherwise, how can one have more blessings and children? Lin Wanyu shook her head and answered directly. I know it's not your fault for this. Just now I drank the alcohol that those 3 black people had drugged. Chapter 4. Lu Zhanbo blocking the door. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. At this moment, Zhang Kang pretended to sigh and pretended to be very disappointed. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have made such excessive demands. You're so beautiful. I am not worthy of you. Don't worry, I won't disturb your life again in the future. I won't bother you either. I hope in the future you can remember a man named Zhang Kang who wanted to be with you. After hearing Zhang Kang's words, Lin Wanyu didn't know why she felt a very sad feeling in her heart. She doesn't want the man in front of her to be unhappy. Lin Wanyu plans to have a showdown with Zhang Kang. Zhang Kang, it's not as you imagine. I actually want to be with you. Starting from the first moment I opened my eyes and saw you. I don't know why I have your shadow in my mind. But there's one thing I don't want to keep from you. That means I have a nominal boyfriend. As for why it's called nominal boyfriend, it's because the two of us have never done anything else except holding hands. Actually, both of us treat each other as good friends. Because of some other reasons, we came together. But in reality, 2 people are not suitable for a romantic relationship. I originally planned to take this opportunity to speak clearly to him. I didn't expect such a thing to happen. You must believe that what I say is true. Lin Wanyu felt that her explanation was somewhat puzzling. After hearing these words, Zhang Kang held Lin Wanyu's hand. Wanyu, I believe what you said. And I also believe that you will never deceive me. Your boyfriend should be the man who was with you just now. I also think he's a bit unsuitable for you. Men who cannot protect their own women are actually very incompetent. After hearing these words, Lin Wanyu's mind came back to what had happened in the bar. Zhanbo's performance is indeed very timid. Although let yourself run outside the bar first. But in reality, I haven't bought myself any time. If it weren't for Zhang Kang's timely appearance. I'm afraid I've already fallen into the hands of those 3 black people. Lin Wanyu couldn't help but sigh and looked at Zhang Kang speaking. I will explain this matter clearly to Zhanbo. We are only suitable for being good friends, not boyfriend and girlfriend. After hearing these words, Zhang Kang picked up Lin Wanyu's hand and placed it on his chest. Wanyu, can you be with me after breaking up with Zhanbo? Although we only met today, we have already done everything we need to do. You are so pure and flawless. I don't want this to become a stain in your life. I sincerely want to be with you. And I also believe that I can protect you for a lifetime. Can you give me this opportunity? Lin Wanyu's mind also remembered the scene of Zhang Kang rescuing him. Zhang Kang rode a motorcycle, descended from the sky, reached out and pulled himself onto the car, soaring away. At that moment, Lin Wanyu felt like she had met the Prince Charming of her life. Perhaps from that moment on, Zhang Kang walked into his heart. Lin Wanyu also doesn't want to lose the man in front of her. Zhang Kang, I am willing to be with you. I also think this is God's arrangement for the 2 of us. After hearing these words, Zhang Kang felt very proud in his heart. I didn't expect it to be much easier than I imagined to win this Lin Wanyu. Sure enough, this woman is an emotional animal. As long as you get her for the first time, everything else will be much simpler. This is not a divine arrangement, but rather the arrangement of the system, combined with its layout. Of course, Zhang Kang couldn't tell Lin Wanyu that all of this was in his plan. Zhang Kang whispered a few words in Lin Wanyu's ear. After hesitating for a moment, Lin Wanyu shook her head. Sorry, Zhang Kang, I'm not ready yet. And my body is very uncomfortable. Lin Wanyu doesn't want Zhang Kang to think he is a woman who is too casual. Although everything had just happened between the two of them. But the situation just now was different from the current situation. At this point, I have already recovered. If I agree now, it is my own willingness. Zhang Kang was about to speak, but there was a knocking on the door outside. Wanyu, I am Zhanbo. Are you okay? You open the door. Zhang Kang didn't expect Lu Zhanbo to appear outside the room. This was indeed somewhat unexpected to him. Zhang Kang thought that perhaps after he called the police, they found this place. Lin Wanyu clearly didn't expect the Lu Zhan Expo to come either. She quickly put on her own clothes. Zhanbo, please wait a moment. Lin Wanyu is also very afraid of breaking into the Lu Zhan Expo. I haven't put on my clothes yet. Zhang Kang stared intently at Lin Wanyu. This made Lin Wanyu feel a bit shy on her face. She has never worn clothes in front of a man before. Zhang Kang, let's see if you can turn around. After hearing these words, Zhang Kang shook his head directly. Of course not, my girlfriend is so beautiful, I can't help but turn my head to take a good look. Besides, I have already seen everything I should have seen earlier. Wanyu, you have already promised me to be my girlfriend. What should have happened to both of us has happened. Can you be so shy? Hurry up and get dressed. I'll go and open the door right away. Zhang Kang put on his clothes with a few strokes and stood at the door waiting for Lin Wanyu to put on her clothes. I didn't expect to be blocked by Lu Zhanbo this time. I don't know if this can be considered as bringing a green hat to Lu Zhanbo. It shouldn't be counted. After all, two people are just best friends. After so many years, this so-called couple has not made substantial progress. I'm afraid even if you don't have yourself, you Wanyu won't continue to be with Lu Zhanbo. P.S. Love Apartment is an old author, and there should be many readers who have read the book. You can leave valuable opinions in the comments section. If you are not a eunuch, please support us. Thank you, this group of parents. Chapter 5. Lin Wanyu who wants to break up. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Wanyu has put on her clothes. But my body is very uncomfortable. You can tell at a glance that it's very unnatural when walking. And now Lin Wanyu is a bit different from the previous one. Previously, Lin Wanyu was pure and pure. Now she has transformed from a young girl to a young woman. Some people say that the difference between a girl and a young woman can be seen from above their forehead. The young woman's forehead ultimately has a hint of charm. Zhang Kang opened the door. I saw a landing exhibition at the entrance. There are also several UAE police officers behind. Lu Zhanbo became very excited as he looked at Zhang Kang. What have you done to Wanyu? Before coming up, they had already investigated at the front desk and it was a man who opened the room. As for why he caught up with this place, it was because Lu Zhanbo called the embassy. The embassy reported the case to the police station again. After checking the surveillance footage at the police station, it was discovered that Zhang Kang's motorcycle was parked nearby. After hearing Zhang Kang's words, Lin Wanyu answered directly. Zhanbo, I'm fine. It was Zhang Kang who saved me. He is also from the same country as us. Don't wrongly accuse a good person. The police behind took out a document. Hello, if you have nothing to do, please sign on this. We're going back. The police said this sentence in English. Lin Wanyu directly signed her name on the document. Several police officers left the hotel directly. Lu Zhanbo spoke up again to confirm. Wanyu, are you really okay? I feel like your leg is injured. Walking is a bit unnatural. Upon hearing these words, Lin Wanyu immediately thought of what had just happened in the room with Zhang Kang. Previously, Lin Wanyu also watched some TV dramas and novels about this area. It is said that this woman's first time was very painful. And it will behave very unnatural. Some people can even tell at a glance if they have experienced a woman for the first time. Lin Wanyu was a bit afraid to look into Lu Zhanbo's eyes. I'm fine, I just fell while running away. Just take a 2-day break. Zhang Kang looked at the silly Lu Zhanbo in front of him. Lu Zhanbo was indeed very naive and quickly thanked Zhang Kang. Zhang Kang really thanks you so much. If it weren't for you saving Wanyu, I really don't know what kind of thing would have happened. I didn't expect the public security here to be so poor. If we had known this earlier, we wouldn't have gone to the bar. After hearing these words, Zhang Kang smiled and answered. Zhanbo, we all come from the same country. When encountering such a situation, it is only natural for them to lend a helping hand. How about this? You can open a room nearby and we'll stay here for today. As for your luggage, let's go pick it up together tomorrow. It's getting late. If we go out again, it will be a bit unsafe. What do you think? Before Lu Zhanbo could speak, Lin Wanyu had already taken the lead in speaking. After what happened just now, Lin Wanyu was also frightened. Zhanbo, I think Zhang Kang is right. It's already late at night and it's not safe outside. Let's wait for 2 days with our luggage and then return home. I don't want to stay abroad anymore. Of course, Lu Zhanbo has no objections. It's been so long since I came out of the love apartment. He really wants to go back and see his old sister. I heard that teacher Zeng is also going to work in Alxa. After returning, you can also give teacher Zeng a ride. Wandering outside for a long time has made Lu Zhanbo increasingly miss the place of love apartment. Lu Zhanbo went down to open a room. Lin Wanyu couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief as she watched Lu Zhanbo leave. Zhang stretched against Lin Wanyu's hand. Wanyu, is it still painful or not? How about I go out and help you buy painkillers? Lin Wanyu felt that in her heart, of course, it was very heartwarming. I have been with Lu Zhanbo for so many years. Lu Zhanbo is not a mature man at all. I don't know how to care about a woman. Sometimes it seems very childish. I still like Transformers for so many years. If you're watching a movie, you want to watch some science and education film. When I have nothing to do, I want to discuss with him whether there is life on Mars. Compared to Lu Zhanbo, Zhang Kang is simply a different man. Lin Wanyu shook her head. It's okay, the book says that as long as you rest for 2 days, you will get better. After hearing these words, Zhang Kang smiled on his face and touched Lin Wanyu's hair. I didn't expect you to read books on this topic again. Does the book teach you that as long as this woman has her first time, there will be many times? And the feeling afterwards is different. After hearing these words, Lin Wanyu's face became somewhat unnatural. It was written like this in the book, but she never realized it. Zhang Kang looked at Lin Wanyu, who was somewhat shy, and whispered a few words in her ear. At this moment, Zhang Kang appeared as if he were a little rogue again. Lin Wanyu has just become a woman, and she is very innocent. I don't know how to answer Zhang Kang's words. Zhang Kang gave him a feeling of being a mischievous little man. Lin Wanyu has planned to resolve the matter with Lu Zhanbo as soon as possible. At least handle the relationship between the two before returning to China. I don't want to be with Lu Zhanbo anymore. Chapter 6. Shocking Yifei hand in hand. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A few days later. Magic City Airport. Zhang Kang, Lin Wanyu, and Lu Zhanbo got off the plane. Zhang Kang and Lin Wanyu held hands. Lu Zhanbo's face is like a bitter gourd. Before returning, Lin Wanyu had already explained her words clearly to Lu Zhanbo. Lu Zhanbo also believes that there has been some mismatch between him and Lin Wanyu over the years. Lin Wanyu, as the daughter of Lin's international bank. There are significant differences between oneself and others in terms of consumption and values. If two people are forced to be together, it will be torture for both of them. On the contrary, it's better for everyone to become good friends. But Lu Zhanbo didn't know how to tell his old sister Yifei about this matter. It was because of my older sister's matchmaking that I got together with Lin Wanyu. And I decided on such a big matter by myself. Lu Zhanbo thought that if his elder sister Yifei knew about this matter, she would not easily let him go. It's not a disaster, it's a disaster that can't be avoided. Now that things have become like this, Lu Zhanbo can only grit his teeth and face it. As long as Wanyu is happy, he is worth it. In recent days, the relationship between Zhang Kang and Lin Wanyu has improved significantly overseas. What only made Zhang Kang unhappy was that after the last incident between him and Lin Wanyu, Lin Wanyu did not promise to do such a thing with him again. In Lin Wanyu's words, he doesn't want Zhang Kang to think he is a woman who is too casual. Although something like that has already happened to the two of them. If it were to happen again, it wouldn't have reached that level yet. There's no way, Zhang Kang can only respect Lin Wanyu's decision. Anyway, if there is the first time, there must be a second time, a third time. He not only needs to get Lin Wanyu's body, but also her heart. The method used for the first time was not very clever. The second time, of course, no other means can be taken. At this moment, Yifei and Zeng Xiaoxian are waiting in the waiting hall for the landing of Zhanbo and Lin Wanyu to come out. Yifei still doesn't know about the breakup between Lu Zhanbo and Lin Wanyu. Zeng Xiaoxian sat on the chair, not knowing who he was chatting with a nervous expression on his face. Yifei glanced at Zeng Xiaoxian and said, "I feel like something's wrong with you, Zeng Xiaoxian. You probably didn't have a private relationship with Nolan without telling me, did you? Otherwise, why would you refuse my marriage proposal?" After hearing these words, Zeng Xiaoxian quickly put his phone into his pocket. "Yifei, look at you again. This is a message from Lisa Rome to me. If you don't believe it, I can show you the chat history. Lisa Rome asked me if I have finished writing the plan report about Alxa. There is really no connection between me and Nolan." After hearing these words, Yifei's eyes flickered and she continued to ask. "Nolan has no contact. So your ex-girlfriend Laura, I wonder if she has been in contact with you recently. I heard your ex-girlfriend Laura has returned. This is your first love. Didn't you even want to go see your first love ex-girlfriend? Don't worry, I am a very generous person. There will never be any speculation just because your first love ex-girlfriend came back." A hint of panic flashed in Zeng Xiaoxian's eyes. That's right, Laura did meet him after she came back. He doesn't want to see Laura either. But the problem is that Laura sent him a message. If I don't see her once, she will go to the entrance of the radio station and wait for me to come out. I had no choice but to secretly go and have a cup of coffee with her. Zeng Xiaoxian can swear that it's definitely just as simple as a cup of coffee. Yifei chuckled lightly. Zeng Xiaoxian, do you know that what you are not good at is lying? It seems that I got it right. After returning, the two of us should have a good chat. At this moment, Zeng Xiaoxian seemed to have discovered something extraordinary and quickly changed the topic. "Yifei, look at how Wanyu is holding the hand of a stranger. Zhanbo was carrying a suitcase alone. What happened here?" After hearing Zeng Xiaoxian's words, Yifei quickly looked over. "I saw that Lin Wanyu was indeed holding the hand of a stranger. And this stranger is very handsome. I don't know why, it just gives people a very favorable feeling at a glance. On the other hand, Lu Zhanbo next to him became the second in command of the two people. I saw Lu Zhanbo frowning and looking very unhappy. This gave Yifei a bad feeling in her heart. Could it be that Lin Wanyu and Lu Zhanbo have already broken up? Yifei clearly cannot accept such a reality. Initially, she put a lot of effort into matching Lin Wanyu and Lu Zhanbo together. And the two have been together for so many years. Last time I came back, it looked very sweet. How could there be a sudden breakup? Next to him, Zeng Xiaoxian was also speculating about the relationship between Lin Wanyu and this unfamiliar man. The relationship between two people is definitely not simple. Otherwise, I wouldn't have held hands like this in public in front of so many people. The expression on Lu Zhanbo's face next to him can tell a lot. P.S. The new book set sail, Seeking Flowers, Evaluation Tickets, All Data, Love Apartment veteran author, definitely not a eunuch. Chapter 7. Discovering Amazing Secrets. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yifei and Zeng Xiaoxian quickly walked towards Lin Wanyu. Zhang Kang naturally also saw Yifei and Zeng Xiaoxian. The two people are similar to those in TV dramas. I saw Yifei wearing a pink dress. I am holding a small handbag in my hand. Zeng Xiaoxian next to him is wearing a suit. The two of them seem somewhat compatible. But in fact, Zhang Kang believes that Yifei and Zeng Xiaoxian cannot continue to live together. That's because Yifei is too dominant. Zeng Xiaoxian has actually been enduring Yifei. A man's patience is limited. The longer you endure, the greater the power when it erupts. Women like Yifei need to be conquered. She needs to be willingly obedient. For a man, conquering women like Yifei is actually very fulfilling. Train her into a little woman. The queen turned into a little woman. It feels very exciting just thinking about it. Zhang Kang even had a picture in his mind. Yifei, a proud woman, knelt before her and worked hard to serve him. It's so great. But this can only be considered for the time being. Conquering Yifei is not an easy task. Not to mention that Yifei is about to marry Zeng Xiaoxian at this time. When Lin Wanyu instinctively let go of Zhang Kang, a very excited expression appeared on her face. Feifei, teacher Zeng. Yifei turned her gaze to Zhang Kang. Wanyu, who is this? Zhang Kang didn't wait for Lin Wanyu to speak, he was already the first to speak. Hello, Sister Yifei, teacher Zeng. My name is Zhang Kang and I am Wanyu's boyfriend. I often hear your two names in Wanyu's mouth. Nice to meet you all. Yifei and Zeng Xiaoxian heard Zhang Kang introduce themselves as Lin Wanyu's boyfriend. The two instinctively focused their gaze on Lu Zhanbo. Lu Zhanbo was Lin Wanyu's boyfriend before. But now there has emerged such an anti-Zhang. What the hell is going on here? Of course, Lu Zhanbo also saw the eyes of his elder sister and Zeng Xiaoxian, and he could only grit his head and speak up. Sister, this matter cannot be explained clearly in a few words. Anyway, I have already broken up with Wanyu. Zhang Kang is Wanyu's current boyfriend. I will explain this matter to you clearly after I go back. Lin Wanyu also spoke up at this moment. Feifei, don't worry, after I go back, I will definitely express my thoughts in my heart. I and Zhanbo are really not suitable. I believe Feifei can understand me. Yifei and Zeng Xiaoxian met Lin Wanyu, and both Lu Zhanbo spoke for this purpose. A doubt between the two can only be asked and they returned to the love apartment. However, Yifei has no favorable impression of Zhang Kang. Even if Zhang Kang has inherent charm that attracts women. But for this man who stole his brother's girlfriend, this charm naturally cannot change Yifei's psychological perception. Zeng Xiaoxian also noticed Yifei's thoughts and quickly spoke up. Zhang Kang, I am the good man Zeng Xiaoxian, and the good man is also me. Next to me is Zhanbo's sister Yifei. Let's go back to the love apartment first. Zhang Kang nodded without any objection. He also saw Yifei's malicious thoughts. However, Zhang Kang didn't pay much attention. Anyway, he and Lin Wanyu are meant to be together. Even Yifei cannot change anything. Once you arrive at the love apartment, you can fulfill your tasks. Yifei drove her pink sedan. Everyone sits in the car. Zhang Kang opened the system and judged Yifei. Name: Yifei. Level: A. Age: 32 years old. Height: 168 centimeters. Weight: 48. Personality: quiet as a virgin, active as a rabbit, irritable and easily impulsive. Yifei's profile includes not only some simple information, but also some previous introductions about her. To Zhang Kang's surprise, he discovered an incredible secret. That's why Yifei still has a complete body. That is to say, Yifei's first time was not taken by Zeng Xiaoxian. How could this be possible? Both of them have been together for so many years. It doesn't make sense. Zeng Xiaoxian was not attracted to such a beautiful girlfriend. This era is different from the past. Yifei believes that she is not the kind of woman who insists on keeping her first time until marriage. I believe there must be some unknown insider information about this matter. Zhang Kang immediately became interested and had various speculations in his mind. Can it be that Zeng Xiaoxian has a physical problem and cannot satisfy Yifei? The more Zhang Kang thought about it, the greater the likelihood. Otherwise, the two of them wouldn't have taken this final step in so many years. It is truly unbelievable. But for Zhang Kang, that's definitely a good thing. I own a system of multiple blessings and multiple offspring. More women are already needed to complete system tasks. And high-quality women are still needed. Women with higher levels receive more rewards. Women who are not within their level will not receive any rewards. The system is not a garbage bin. I won't give Zhang Kang a chance to brush rewards either. P.S. The new book set sale, Seeking Flowers, evaluation tickets, all data, thank you for your support. Chapter 8. Angry Yifei. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yifei has a hot temper and is naturally impulsive in her actions. Returning to the love apartment, his first thing was to pull Lu Zhanbo into his room. Yifei locked the door and stared at the landing exhibition with a pair of eyes. Zhanbo, can you tell me exactly what's going on? Why did you break up with Wanyu? You two have been together for so many years. Are you really willing to leave each other? Can you tell me if Zhang Kang inserted the relationship between the two of you? I'll let that Zhang Kang get out of the love apartment now. Don't worry, with your sister around, no one dares to bully you. Yifei was certainly very excited. She put a lot of effort into matching Lu Zhanbo and Lin Wanyu back then. And she also believes that the two of them are a very suitable couple. I didn't expect the two of them to break up now. Yifei certainly did not agree. Watching Yifei so excited, Lu Zhanbo could only grit his teeth and speak up. Sister, this matter has nothing to do with Zhang Kang. Even without Zhang Kang, Wanyu and I would have broken up. In fact, we have been together for so many years and have always believed that we are only suitable for being good friends, not romantic relationships. Over the years, the two of us have also been trying to enter each other's hearts. But in reality, we all failed. Because we and Wanyu are people from two different worlds. She is the daughter of Lin's bank. The education received is completely different. Our values are certainly even more different. After hearing these words, Yifei forced herself to calm down. Zhanbo, haven't you and Wanyu done anything intimate in all these years? What I'm talking about is that aspect. If you have been abroad for such a long time, there is definitely a chance. With intimate behavior, can't we still walk into each other's hearts? Lu Zhanbo's face suddenly felt a bit unnatural. He certainly knows what his older sister is talking about. Although he hasn't experienced this before, it doesn't mean he doesn't know. Lu Zhanbo shook his head directly. Sister, neither of us can leave each other's hearts. How could Wanyu make me do such a thing to her? For so many years, the two of us have only been holding hands abroad. We haven't even had a kiss before. And I don't want to do that either. I don't want to hurt Wanyu. I don't even want to force her. Yifei was immediately excited and stood up, pointing her finger at Lu Zhanbo. Lu Zhanbo, Lu Zhanbo. What do you want me to say about you? You said that neither you nor Wanyu have ever connected and kissed, nor have you done anything intimate. How can holding hands alone increase the relationship between the two of you? I told you earlier that I wanted to find a suitable opportunity to have a good conversation with Wanyu and the other two. You need to tell Wanyu the thoughts in your heart. Then turn Wanyu into your true woman. It's already the 21st century now. You can't just stick to the feudal ideology of the past, can you? What do you want me to say about you? I'm really angry. At this moment, Yifei thought of herself again. I have been with Zeng Xiaoxian for so many years. The two of them kissed, but the last step was never taken. She had previously hinted to Zeng Xiaoxian about this matter. Unexpectedly, Zeng Xiaoxian refused directly. Zeng Xiaoxian said he would leave this matter until his wedding night. However, she recently discovered that something was wrong with Zeng Xiaoxian. Who have you been secretly calling several times? Yifei believes that it is difficult to maintain a relationship between men and women without taking the final step. Today's society is no longer the same as before. If she and Zeng Xiaoxian continue like this, they may also follow in the footsteps of Lu Zhanbo.Lin Wanyu. Yifei looked at Lu Zhanbo and sighed again. Zhanbo, you're really willing to let go of Wanyu. Think about how you finally got together with Wanyu back then. If you let go now, you will never be with her again in this lifetime. Lu Zhanbo nodded firmly as he looked at Yifei. Sister, regarding the relationship between the two of us, Wanyu has already made it very clear. We are two people from two different worlds. If we force ourselves together, no one will be happy. We have already made an agreement to be good friends for a lifetime. Now Wanyu and Zhang Kang are together. As his good friend, I will support Wanyu's decision. Don't force me to marry Wanyu. A twisted melon is not sweet. Yifei landed on Zhanbo with her fingers and didn't know how to speak. This Lu Zhanbo is simply incurable. Judging from his appearance, he actually supports his girlfriend being with other men. But these words made it impossible for me to refute them. Yifei could only open the door and angrily walked out. Lu Zhanbo quickly followed behind him. Sister, don't mess around. I voluntarily did this, it has nothing to do with Zhang Kang. Lu Zhanbo is also familiar with his elder sister Yifei. He is afraid that his old sister will go to Zhang Kang to settle accounts. Then I won't be able to explain it to Wanyu myself. P.S. The new book set sale, Seeking Flowers, evaluation tickets, all data, thank you for your support. Chapter 9 Zhang Kang. Yifei, please provide evidence. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Zhang Kang and Lin Wanyu sat on the sofa. Beside him was Zeng Xiaoxian. Three people are chatting and talking about some things abroad. Zeng Xiaoxian had a bad premonition when he saw Yifei rushing towards him in anger. For Yifei's temper, Zeng Xiaoxian knows too well. It is precisely because of this that he has gradually become unable to tolerate Yifei's personality. Angry. Impulsive. Regardless of the consequences. Zeng Xiaoxian quickly stood up and stopped Yifei. Yifei, what's wrong with you? Let's sit down and have a good conversation. Don't be impulsive. Lu Zhanbo also quickly pulled his elder sister Yifei. Sister, I'm begging you, okay? This is the decision of me and Wanyu, so please respect our decision, okay? Zhang Kang looked at the angry Yifei without any abnormality on her face. He is also very clear about what kind of personality that Yifei has. But he is not afraid of Yifei. Yifei bounced and flashed. I have a master-level bounce, which is even more powerful than Yifei's bounce. Yifei doesn't want to live in a love apartment. But love apartments are already his industry. I am not Zeng Xiaoxian, I have to let Yifei do everything. Yifei forced herself to calm down and looked at Zhang Kang with a murderous gaze. Zhang Kang, I heard from Zhuge that you and Wanyu have only known each other for a few days. Why do you say you genuinely like Wanyu? It's not just for the Wanyu family's industry. Maybe this is what you planned. I know that Wanyu is the daughter of Lin's International Bank. Then came a scene where a hero saves beauty. I don't think I was wrong. After hearing this sentence, Lin Wanyu quickly spoke up. Feifei, you misunderstood. Zhang Kang is definitely not such a person. I believe in Zhang Kang. Lin Wanyu's words made Yifei even more angry. Wanyu, you are too naive. How could there be such a coincidence? Zhang Kang rode a motorcycle and saved you. Who can guarantee that this is not your father's arrangement? Your father has always wanted you to go back. You are just too soft-hearted and easy to trust people. At this moment, Zhang Kang applauded directly. Several people turned their attention to Zhang Kang, not knowing what he meant. Zhang Kang chuckled lightly and looked at Yifei. Sister Yifei, your guess just now does have some truth. But please provide evidence. I want to know why you said those 3 black people were hired by me. Should I swear to heaven now? If those 3 black people were arranged by me, then I'll go out. Before Zhang Kang could finish speaking, Lin Wanyu blocked his mouth with her hand. Feifei, your suspicion is a bit excessive. I know you're not very comfortable with me and Zhanbo breaking up. But this is between me and Wanyu. And I have already made it clear to Zhanbo about this matter. Zhanbo also strongly supports the 2 of us to continue being good friends. You cannot have preconceived views on Zhang Kang just because of my relationship with Zhanbo. Lu Zhanbo immediately began to plead, Sister, I also believe that Zhang Kang would never be such a person. We have also had a pleasant time abroad these days. You must have guessed wrong. Don't get involved in this matter. Yifei stared at the landing exhibition with her eyes. This Lu Zhanbo is really hopeless. Zhang Kang snatched his girlfriend and even helped her talk. No wonder Wanyu wants to leave his side. Yifei looked at Zeng Xiaoxian next to her. Zeng Xiaoxian, do you think it's possible that Zhang Kang planned this matter? Zeng Xiaoxian looked at Yifei's murderous gaze and could only grit his head and nod. Yifei, your guess does make some sense. But the problem is that you don't have any evidence. And both Wanyu and Zhang Kang are already together. How about this matter end here? There's no need for everyone to tear their faces apart. The words behind Zeng Xiaoxian became quieter and quieter as he spoke. It is obvious that he is still afraid of Yifei from the bottom of his heart. After looking at Yifei's gaze, Zeng Xiaoxian obediently closed his mouth. Zhang Kang looked at Yifei without any fear on her face. Yifei, now we are in a rule of law society, and we must pay attention to evidence in everything we do. I can only say that there is no happiness in a forced relationship regarding the matter of exhibiting exhibitions. I also believe that Zhanbo can definitely find a girl he truly likes. If you insist on forcing him to be with Wanyu, even if 2 people are really together, they won't be happy. All these years are the best proof. Yifei watched as neither Zeng Xiaoxian nor Lu Zhanbo supported her. She turned around and walked angrily towards her room. After playing for a while, it was ultimately my own mistake as a sister. If that's the case, then she doesn't care. Do whatever you love. Lu Zhanbo and Zeng Xiaoxian quickly chased Yifei towards their room. Both of them are very familiar with Yifei's temper. If we don't persuade Yifei, we don't know what kind of thing she will do. Chapter 10. Strong Entry into Love Apartments. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Yifei angrily walked into her room. Lu Zhanbo and Zeng Xiaoxian quickly followed in. Yifei is still feeling angry now. Seeing the two people following in, he immediately pointed at them and said, Lu Zhanbo and Zeng Xiaoxian, you two are really good. Turn your arm outward. Those who don't know think I, Yifei, are your two enemies. Do you two know who you're on the same side as? Zeng Xiaoxian couldn't help but sigh in his heart as he watched Yifei's hot temper rise again. He has indeed had enough of some people over the years. Nowadays, Yifei is becoming increasingly unreasonable. Both Zhanbo and Wanyu have made it clear that they should be good friends. She, as a sister, insists on keeping them together. And both Wanyu and Zhang Kang are together. This matter has long been settled. Zeng Xiaoxian frowned and forced his scalp to speak. Yifei, don't be angry. Anyway, we are also friends with Wanyu. You see, what you did just now made even Wanyu feel embarrassed. This is also the choice for exhibition. Zeng Xiaoxian gave a glance to Lu Zhanbo. Although Lu Zhanbo felt a bit scared in his heart, he could only speak along. Sister, don't worry about my relationship with Wanyu. We have really made things clear. I hope you can respect our choice, sister. Yifei couldn't help but sigh. Then tell me, when will you be able to find a new girlfriend? Do you know how much effort your sister put into getting you and Wanyu together back then? How could a woman like you look like this? They are dating and watching romantic dramas. What science and education film would you rather take someone to watch? No wonder Wanyu doesn't want to be with you. Have you seen that Zhang Kang? How did he please Wanyu? I'm really angry. Zeng Xiaoxian quickly spoke up to remind Yifei. Yifei, don't say that about others' exhibitions. Zhanbo has never met the girl she truly likes. You also need to give them some time. You see, your words are too discouraging. Yifei also felt that what she said was too much and quickly changed the topic. Zeng Xiaoxian, you are the deputy director of the organizing committee of Love Apartment. I have only one requirement for you, and that is not to let Zhang Kang live in a love apartment. Anyway, he ultimately snatched someone else's girlfriend from the exhibition. Did you hear me? Lu Zhanbo was about to speak, but was stopped by Yifei's gaze. I tell you, this is where my bottom line lies. That Zhang Kang doesn't seem like a good person to me at first glance. Don't let him live in a love apartment. Yifei's attitude is very resolute. Zeng Xiaoxian could only nod and agree temporarily. There's no way, if he doesn't agree, Yifei will definitely never stop. He knows very well what kind of personality this Yifei has. At this moment, Zeng Xiaoxian's phone rang. Zeng Xiaoxian took out his phone and surprisingly, it was called by the Love Apartment Management Department. Zeng Xiaoxian quickly answered the phone. The voice of the head of the Love Apartment Management Department came through the phone. What surprised Zeng Xiaoxian was that the head of the Love Apartment Management Department personally called to arrange for Zhang Kang to move into 3601. And it's all about water, electricity, cotton, and rent. It is obvious that the identity of Zhang Kang is definitely not simple. Otherwise, the head of the Love Apartment Management Department would not have called in person. After hanging up the phone, Zeng Xiaoxian looked at Yifei. Yifei, you just said you won't let Zhang Kang live in the Love Apartment. We may not be able to make the decision on this matter. The head of the Love Apartment Management Department called and asked Zhang Kang and Lin Wanyu to stay at 3601. And don't pay rent or utilities. After hearing these words, Yifei's face showed a hint of surprise. She was thinking about what kind of person Zhang Kang was, who had such great abilities. This further confirmed Yifei's previous speculation. Perhaps the incident involving foreign black people was planned by Zhang Kang. Isn't Zhang Kang going to live in 3601? I promised myself. Coincidentally, I am going to expose Zhang Kang's character. Let's all see that Zhang Kang has been deceiving Wanyu all along. Zeng Xiaoxian breathed a sigh of relief when he heard that Yifei was willing to let Zhang Kang live in 3601's heart. He is really afraid that Yifei will not give up on this matter. Fortunately, I will be going to Alxa in a few days. I am about to be liberated. Otherwise, he wouldn't know how long he could hold on under the shadow of Yifei. This Yifei has become increasingly unacceptable to him. If it weren't for considering the consequences of speaking up after the breakup. Zeng Xiaoxian once wanted to end this relationship with Yifei. Lu Zhanbo also breathed a sigh of relief in his heart. He believed that his older sister had agreed to let Zhang Kang live in 3601. So with the passage of time, this misunderstanding will definitely be resolved. Lu Zhanbo doesn't want his older sister and Zhang Kang to have such a strained relationship. And it's also because of his relationship with Wanyu. P.S. The new book set sail, Seeking Flowers, evaluation tickets, all data, thank you for your support.